So today, year 11, we are going to talk about different types of figurative language. We have talked about simile and metaphor. So now we are going to talk about personification. But before we talk about personification, let's talk about something else. So what is a person?
Human beings.
Yeah, so persons means human beings. And what human beings do?
They do different types of works.
Yes, we do different types of works. For example, we eat, we play, we run, we sleep. So the idea of personification comes from person. It's like when, to a non-human object, we give human-like characteristics. So when a non-human object gets a human-like characteristic and it starts to portray a situation when it behaves like a human, that is called personification. So for example, we use personification in our everyday life, and we are not aware of the fact that it is personification. We all the time say, the city never sleeps. We say, justice is blind. We use these types of sentences all the time in our real life. So, city and justice are not human. And sleeping and blind are human characteristics. So when we say something like that the city never sleeps or justice is blind, we not necessarily mean exact whatever we say. The city never sleeps, we actually mean the city remains busy all the time. By justice is blind, we mean justice is neutral. It always do what is right and avoid the wrong. So personification is like giving a stronger picture of that situation, or giving a very specific meaning to a sentence or a context. Let's take another example. The sun smiled at us. So the sun is not human, but smiling is only possible for human beings. Sun can never smile. So when we say sentences like that, the sun smiled at us, what we mean is that the day was very sunny. And we can also say we actually enjoyed that sun ray, because smiling is a positive thing. So yeah, the day was sunny and we enjoyed that day very much. So that's like the basic idea of personification, that when we give a non-human object a human-like characteristic, that is called personification. And when we write sentences like that, usually verbs of that sentences work as a personification. For example, here is sleep, then here is smile, or any sentence like, we can also say, the wind sang through meadow. Wind can never sing. Only human beings can sing. So when we say the wind sang through meadow, it means when a wind was passing away, it actually made pretty noise and it was soothing to our ear. So we are actually comparing the situation to singing. So the reader now will understand that yeah, that situation was very pleasant and people within that situation or context were actually enjoying the breeze. So that's like the basic idea of personification. Now let's talk about this picture. What do you see in that picture? There is like a house and 3 people. And the author has actually used personification in this image. The house is actually behaving like a monster. So it means there is danger inside that house. And these 3 people are being very afraid to go inside. So instead of just saying lots of different things, the author has chosen personification in that image to explain a lot more things. And when a reader will watch these types of covers, they will instantly be attracted to these things and get a better idea instead of reading out lots of lines. So since in your creative writing assignment, you are going to use different types of sketches, images, and pictures, try to consider using personification and make your assignment look very beautiful and creative as well. Now, let's talk about this image. So, what are the things you actually see in that picture?
Waves, ships, clouds, sky, and ocean.
Yes, so there are ships, ocean, waves in that ocean, sky, and cloud. So now let's think that we want to write a creative thing about this situation, this image, using personification. So for the sky, can we say the sky was screaming? Yes, we can say that because it's a like stormy situation. We can also say the clouds were crying. We can say the ships are shivering. We can say the waves are about to swallow the ships. So when we use human-like characteristics in this situation, then the reader will get a vivid picture that what was actually happening to this situation. For example, let's just write it out. Swallow, shiver, screaming, and crying. So now, if we make a story about this thing, about this image, like once upon a time, two ships were there in the Pacific Ocean, suddenly the sky started to scream, the clouds were crying, the ships started to shiver, and the waves gradually swallowed up the ships. Now the reader will get a better picture. They will have a stronger imagination if comparing to the fact that if we say that was a stormy day, the ships were there, the waves were there, there was clouds and thundering bolts, all of those stuffs. Instead of saying this, if we say using these types of human-like characteristics, then the readers will get a better idea. So yeah, that's all about personification, that when we give non-human things or objects a human-like characteristics, that's when the idea is like readers or the viewers will get a better image, a better understanding of that situation. So yeah, that's all about personification.